not true, then they can search for that which is real. So, but it is to get them out of Plato's cave, to use more contemporary language, is to break the matrix, or to shut the matrix down. And I think that's where LUMS can provide a pretty important role, because there are a lot of people in the business community who are not aware. I'm talking about the corporates, the multinationals. I think they, to some extent, know what they're doing. And at a micro level, they're doing wonderful things. They're giving you, products which work, but at a more global level, the kind of policies they're instituting and the kind of priorities they're establishing are detrimental to well-being of society and the ecology. But there are a lot of non-corporates, businessmen out there who would be aghast if they actually knew the horror that is being unleashed from their actions that they do not reflect upon. And I think what we need to do is to tap into that latent spirituality that's there in us and in them, and to strengthen that to the point that it begins to motor them to take constructive action. Right? Because as Imam Ghazali said, and Ayyuhal Walad, that knowledge is like swords, but if you do not deploy those swords are of no use to you. But the point is that knowledge is crucial for correct action. So if you fast, which is a worthy act, on the day of Eid, that is a haram act, even though the act itself is virtuous. So again, it's the issue of adab. You got to take fasting, you got to put it in its proper place. You got to take eating, you got to put it in its proper place. So then LUMS would have to basically send out a very strong signal. And to get in touch, remember it's a collective effort, so it's to get in touch with the business community that's interested in creating this alternative future and strengthening them by collaborating with them. And as they get strengthened, I'm sure the public will respond to their call. The multinationals themselves will adopt. So for example, a very good example is what's happening in the finance industry. Many of the Western banks are now adopting some financial tools after the mortgage fiasco, because they're asset-based. The securities are asset-based, right? They're not based on paper. They actually have some assets backing them in the real economy. So they're switching to that. They may, switch to halal foods because they think this is more hygienic. So there's no reason to suggest why these things can't just become standards that everyone adopts.